In a world moving faster than ever, it's easy to feel lost, distracted, or disconnected. In this powerful 10-minute message, a wise man shares his life-earned lessons on how to find real purpose in 2025 and live each day with clarity, direction, and peace. This is your invitation to slow down, reflect, and reconnect with what truly matters. If you're feeling stuck, this message is for you. Like, share, and subscribe for weekly guidance and soulful life lessons. Comment below, what's one thing you're ready to focus on this year? The world is louder now than it's ever been. Notifications, noise, opinions, speed, and in all that chaos, the deepest question of all often goes unanswered. Why am I here? Not just here on earth, but here, in this moment, in this year, in this version of yourself. Because purpose isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you build. One decision, one reflection, one courageous step at a time. I used to think purpose was a grand destination, a career, a calling, a title. But I've learned purpose is not a place you arrive. It's a path you walk. And the real question is not, what's my purpose? But rather, am I living in alignment with who I truly am? Because if you're chasing someone else's version of success, you might reach the top and still feel empty. You can't discover your purpose if you're constantly distracted. Busyness is the enemy of clarity. So pause. Turn down the world. Go for a walk without your phone. Sit with your thoughts. Ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? What do I do that feels true? What am I drawn to when no one's watching? Because purpose isn't always found in achievement. Often it lives in awareness. I remember a season in my life where I had everything people told me I should want. Money, momentum, applause. But I felt hollow, like I was chasing someone else's dream. It wasn't until I slowed down, really slowed down, that I realized I was living for recognition, not meaning. And the two are not the same. Step 2, serve something bigger than yourself. Purpose grows where ego shrinks. Find something or someone to serve. Because when you lift others, you rise too. That could be your family, a cause, a community, a craft. Purpose is often found when your life stops being only about you. Ask yourself, what problem do I care about solving? Whose pain do I understand? Where can I bring healing, hope, or help? You don't need to save the world. Start with your corner of it. You know, tending to a garden is a quiet act. No one applauds you for it. But over time, that care, that consistency, it bears fruit. Purpose is the same. It's not loud, it's lived. Daily, privately, patiently. Step 3, live by your values, not just your goals. Goals change, seasons shift, but values, they anchor you. Ask yourself, what do I stand for? What do I want people to feel when they're around me? What am I unwilling to trade for success? In 2025, we're told to hustle, climb, and optimize. But real purpose often looks like slowing down, so you can root deeper. Let me tell you this, if you feel lost right now, confused, stuck, it's okay. Sometimes not knowing is the first step to real knowing. Sometimes life removes the wrong path so you can finally find the right one. You don't need all the answers. You just need enough courage to keep asking the right questions. Step 4, create before you consume. Your purpose will never be found in endless scrolling. It lives in doing, in expressing, in creating. Write, build, teach, paint, speak, help. You don't have to be the best at it. You just have to show up for it. Because every act of creation, even a small one, is an act of connection. And connection is where meaning begins. Step 5, redefine success. In 25, we're surrounded by highlight reels. Everyone looks happy, fulfilled, perfect. But don't be fooled. Success isn't always visible. Sometimes success is simply healing from what you never thought you'd survive, saying no when you used to say yes, waking up and trying again, even when no one sees it. Your purpose isn't a performance, it's a process, and you're allowed to grow at your own pace. Here's what I want you to remember. You don't find purpose overnight. You find it in the little things, done with great love, in being present with your child, in listening without interrupting, in waking up and saying, today matters, and so do I, because you matter. not for what you produce, but for who you are becoming. A roadmap to meaningful living in 20. Pause often, reflect deeply, live slowly, love openly, serve quietly, and walk with intention. Because you weren't born to drift. You were born to direct your life with purpose, with clarity, and with heart. One of the greatest myths we believe is that purpose is something we're supposed to figure out early and follow forever. But life doesn't work that way. Purpose is fluid. It shifts with seasons. Who you were at 20 is not who you are at 30 or 50. And that's not failure. That's growth. The tree doesn't look the same in winter as it does in spring. Neither should you. So give yourself permission to evolve, to change your mind, to try again. Well, not from scratch, but from experience. Step 6, embrace the detours. Sometimes the path to purpose isn't straight. It zigs, it jays. And in the moment, it makes no sense. But when you look back, you realize every misstep was molding you. Every heartbreak was humbling you. Every delay was developing you. Nothing is wasted, not if you learn from it. I once spent 2 years working on a business that failed. I thought it was the end. But in that process, I found the people I was meant to serve. I found the skills I never knew I had. And more than anything, I found myself. Step 7, connect with people who nourish your purpose. You are not meant to do this alone. The people around you matter more than you think. Surround yourself with those who encourage reflection, not just reaction. With those who ask, how are you really? What lights you up? What would you do if fear wasn't in the way? And just as importantly, be that person for someone else, because the journey to purpose becomes clearer when you walk it together. One of my favorite moments is early morning, before the noise begins, before the headlines, before the notifications. Just silence. Because in that silence, you can hear yourself again. That quiet voice inside of you, that's your compass. The world wants to rush you, to push you to compare, compete, consume. But your purpose asks you to come home to presence, to be still long enough to remember who you are. Step 8, live each day as a sacred opportunity. What if, instead of chasing purpose as a destination, you treated each day as a sacred chance to live on purpose? Wake up and ask, what matters most today? Show up for your work, even the ordinary kind, with presence. Love deeper. Complain less. Listen longer. Because meaning is found in the moments. The quiet ones, the in-between ones, the ones no one claps for, but you feel in your soul. I've met people in their final days. None of them ever said, I wish I made more money, or I wish I had more likes on social media. What they say is, I wish I spent more time with the people I loved. I wish I was more present. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not what others expected of me. And that is the voice of wisdom. Step 9, face yourself with honesty and grace. Purpose doesn't come from pretending. It comes from honest reflection. What habits are holding you back? What fears are stopping you from showing up fully? What are you tolerating in your life that no longer aligns with your heart? Don't be afraid to look within. What you find there, even the messy parts, is the raw material of purpose. Because before you can walk your path, you must be willing to face your truth. And when you do, you stop chasing a purpose someone handed you and start living the one you were meant for. Purpose in 25 isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. It's not about status. It's about soul. And most of all, it's not something far away. It's something that starts right now, right here, in your next breath, in the way you choose to spend the next 10 minutes, in how you speak to yourself when no one's watching, in the quiet yes you say to what truly matters. A final roadmap for 2025. Be still long enough to hear your heart. Be bold enough to follow it. Be kind enough to grow through the missteps. Be present enough to find joy along the way. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are right on time and right on track for the purpose only you can live. If this message grounded you, breathe it in and let it stay with you today. Tap, like if you feel more connected to your path. Share this with a friend who might need a moment of clarity. Subscribe for weekly soul talks, life lessons, and reflections that matter. Comment below. What does meaningful living look like to you this year?